Section 8 prescribes or permits a special method of acceptance of a proposal. This will be applicable if the proposal has certain conditions. Section 8 permits acceptance of the proposal by performance of conditions. This section lays down that performance of conditions of proposal amounts to acceptance of the proposal. This statement of law is best exemplified by the case of Carlill versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Co, and the concept underlying this statement is best understood by the judgment given in this case. The Carbolic Smoke Ball Company published the following advertisement on November 13. £100 reward will be paid by the Carbolic Smoke Ball Company to any person who contracts influenza after having used the ball 3 times daily for 2 weeks according to printed directions. Can this advertisement be treated as a proposal? The answer given by the court is in the affirmative. The proposer in this case is the Carbolic Smoke Ball Company. What is the proposal? The company is willing to pay a reward of £100. This is the proposal, and this proposal has been made to the public through this advertisement. What is the effect of this advertisement? The Carbolic Smoke Ball Company offered compensation to anybody who, having used the carbolic smoke ball for a certain length of time in a prescribed manner, contracted influenza. Whoever used the Carbolic Smoke Ball Company for 2 weeks, 3 times a day in the prescribed manner will be eligible to the compensation if, despite the use, he or she contracted influenza. The plaintiff Carlill used the smoke ball as per the prescription, but despite the use, she contracted influenza. She sued the Carbolic Smoke Ball Company for compensation in terms of the advertisement. It was her contention that the company had offered the reward of £100. That was a promise, and the company was bound to pay her this amount of £100. The company defended the suit on 2 grounds. Firstly, the company said that the promise was not binding on it, and secondly, the promise was not made to anybody in particular. The court responded to these contentions in the following way. The court said that the offer is to anybody who performs the conditions named in the advertisement. Now, there are certain conditions prescribed in the advertisement. The smoke ball has to be used for 2 weeks, thrice a day in the manner prescribed. So, if anybody who performs these conditions, the offer is addressed to that person. Anybody who does perform the conditions accepts the offer. The performance of the condition amounts to acceptance of the offer. The offer is to pay £100. This offer is to anybody who performs the conditions, and anybody who performs the conditions accepts the offer, which means performance of the condition amounts to acceptance. That is the main point here. Performance of the conditions which are prescribed, which are given in the proposal, amounts to acceptance. The court said that where a person in an offer made by him to another expressly or impliedly intimates a particular mode of acceptance as sufficient to make the bargain binding, it is only necessary for the other person to follow the indicated method of acceptance. Further, if the person making the offer expressly or impliedly intimates in his offer that it will be sufficient to act on the proposal without communicating acceptance of it to himself, then performance of the condition is a sufficient acceptance without notification. The acceptor need not communicate the acceptance to the proposer. It is sufficient if he performs the conditions which are specified in the proposal. In this particular case, the proposal was made through the advertisement and it was implied in the advertisement, it was implied in the offer that it will be sufficient to act on the proposal without communicating acceptance of it to the company. Performance of the conditions. And what were the conditions here? Use of the smoke ball for 2 weeks, 3 times a day according to the instructions. This is the condition. Performance of the condition is a sufficient acceptance without communicating the acceptance to the proposer, to the company in this case.